And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Loring Arena in Framingham as WACA-TV proudly presents Ashland Clockers High School Boys Hockey. It's the playoffs. I'm Josh Abrams, joined again by Bob Savin.
How you doing, Josh? Great to be out here.
It's certainly been a few weeks since we've been here, but good to see the Clockers making the playoffs. They come in tonight MIAA power ranking number 10, and the Littleton Tigers at number 22.
Yeah, both teams had decent seasons. Ashland finished up with a record of 10-10 overall. Littleton comes in at 13-7 overall. But as you said, it's the playoffs and anything can happen.
Absolutely. Starting in goal tonight for the Clockers will be Jack Rossi. He'll be joined by Anthony A-Rod Rodriguez, Jack Reardon, Mark Milko, Jake Caveney, and Dan Kelly. And Bob, I think we both kind of exchanged a look there when we heard that Dan was one of the starting defensemen tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a new look for them from what I've seen in the past.
And we're underway here in the first period. Littleton wins the draw, dumps in toward the Ashland end. It's cleared but not out. Littleton trying to make a play here. Centering pass blocked aside, and here come the Clockers flying at center ice. Mark Milko in the lead. Shot on net gets deflected just off to the far side, to the point now. Trying to clear back to Dan Kelly, gets forced farther down into the corner. Clockers come out with a centering attempt. Blocked aside by Littleton, trying to clear out. Kept in along the wing. And finally cleared out. Milko has to come off his stick. It bounces aside and deep into the corner. Jack Reardon plays to the far side. Kept in here momentarily by Littleton. A-Rod brings it out. Across center ice, flings it down the far end. Trickles in behind the net, and Littleton with a fresh head of steam coming out of their own end. Blocked aside here, impossible turnover. Milko has it now onto the stick of Liam Fitzsimon. Shot, score! Oh, blocked aside. Premature goal call, my apologies.
Yeah,
but it went in.
Just didn't get enough on that second opportunity, but the opening was there.
Here comes Fitzsimons again, flying down the right side. Looking to center in front, blocked aside by the Littleton goaltender. Still loose in the slot, Littleton clears out, but shot right back in. A delay off sides, cleared aside now as the Clockers clear the zone. Littleton shoots it out. It's been pretty much all Clockers so far, despite an opening draw win by the Tigers. Loose at center ice, bounce off a couple of Clockers. Still loose here at center ice. Littleton takes control, turns it right back over. A little sloppier center ice play, but Clockers have it under control. Fitzsimons has it knocked off his stick. Littleton comes away with it, dumps in, stopped at the blue line by number 17, Jackson Riva. Dumped in to the far corner. First person in will be A-Rod. Gets it out to center ice, taken over here by Littleton. Sticked aside and right back out of the zone. Nice clearing defensive play there as A-Rod throws the body.
Yeah, both teams just coming out, alternating their first and second lines, trying to get established early in the game.
About 12:30 to go now here in the first period. No score. Glad to have you with us here on WACA-TV. A-Rod and Reardon almost collide. Puck is kept in at the point, dumped further into the Littleton zone. Good forechecking here by Mark Milko. Littleton clears the side on the near wing. Shot on net. Rebound. Shot. Save. Some heavy action here early for the Clockers, Bob.
Yeah, good opportunity there for A-Rod. He was left alone on that far post. Was able to collect the rebound. But the goalie for Littleton, Charles Becker, was right there, squared to the shooter, and able to make the stop.
Okay, speaking of A-Rod, by the way, congratulations to him. Was named a TVL All-Star earlier, I believe today or yesterday, so congratulations. Getting ready to take the face-off here in the offensive zone. This will be Jake Caveney taking it for the Clockers. Draws it back to the point. Kept in. Still on the near side. Kept in at the point again. Shot on by Reardon. Tipped aside. And the save made. Littleton flying at center ice now. 2-on-2. Down the near wing behind the net. Now Reardon has it. Pass ahead to A-Rod. Gets it out onto the stick of Mark Milko, and he's flying at center ice across the blue line. Tries to pass in. Blocked aside. Nice defensive play there. He had Caveney for a moment in the slot. Couldn't connect. Milko with a nice strip strip there. And here we go, cross ice pass. Here's Reardon down the far wing, working his way in, centering pass blocked aside. Nice defensive play there by the Tigers. Puck is still behind the net. Now worked out to the far wing. Milko has it, quick pass, one time, blocked aside. Great opportunity for Caveney at the top of the slot.
Yeah, and good job by Milko staying high, the third man high.
Here's a break for Littleton down the near wing. Reardon there to make the play, rides his man off the puck and carries right on out into the center ice. Straight across the blue line, going right on in. Centering pass knocked aside, it's loose in the slot. Caveney had a stick on it for a moment. Reardon again, forces it into the corner. Centering a pass to Milko. Make that PJ Cassane onto the ice. Puck gets cleared out to the far wing. The Clockers in a line change, and here comes Littleton on the far wing. Play is knocked aside there. Nice defensive play.
Yeah, Grant Reap able to step up there, play the puck. You know, something that I'm noticing early on, and this is not usually the case with Ashland, but they are definitely the bigger, faster, and stronger team so far tonight. It's not too many games where we've been able to say that this year.
Absolutely, Bob. Really good showing here. The Clockers are ready to play tonight. We haven't had too many stoppages. We're here at 10:33 to go with no score. And we'll have an offensive zone faceoff here for the Clockers. We have a penalty called, in fact. It's going to be a power play for the Clockers as the Tigers' number 27, David Ming, a junior defenseman, heads to the box. 2-minute minor, so good opportunity early here for the Clockers. They don't win the draw. Littleton has it in the corner. Pressure here, and just thrown the length of the ice. Rossi will make the play and set it up for Reardon. Reardon loses control for a moment. Cross ice pass, a little dangerous there, but when you're on the power play, you can get away with it. Here's A-Rod across the ice, making a move here, getting call at the top of the point. Can't get it off his blade of his stick. Here's a centering pass to Reardon. Puck in the corner, he's trying to bring it out now behind the net. That's Caveney. Moving. Littleton intercepts the pass and knocks it out to center ice, where gathered in by Dan Kelly.
Yeah, I'd like to see him shoot that puck over to the high man in the center of the ice there. He got a little boxed in, and that's where the turnover happened.
Yeah, they seem to be struggling a little bit with their positioning on the power play. Good opportunity there for the Clockers, knocked aside by the Littleton goaltender. Just under a minute to go now on the penalty in the Clocker power play. A-Rod trying to make a move in the far corner, ridden off. Back to the point. Dan Kelly can't keep it in, and now we're in a foot race, one-on-one.
Man out of the box. Watch the center.
I don't know where he came from. That man's still in the box. 40 seconds to go on the penalty.
Yeah, it came off the player bench. They held him back and tried to sneak him in the zone.
There's a shot on goal by Reardon, sticked aside, back and cleared the length of the ice. 25 seconds to go now on the power play. 9 minutes to go in the first period. No score here between Ashland and Littleton. MIAA playoff hockey here at Loring Arena. Here goes Fitzsimons down the near far wing. Milko will pick it up behind the net. He's got a man at the point. Gets back to him. One-timer. Score! Big goal there, power play. Chris Bradica? Do I have that right?
You do. Chris Bradica, the freshman.
First time I've seen him on the ice all year. And here he is capitalizing with a power play goal to give the Clockers a 1-0 lead with 8:38 to go in the first period.
Yeah, just a great example of moving the puck laterally across the blue line, getting an opening and just putting that puck on net. Ashland's done a great job all through the power play and in the early stages of this game, putting men in front of that net. And whether or not the goalie was screened, it was enough traffic just to get that puck by him.
They've been putting pressure on the Tigers all night and finally connected with 8:38 to go in the first period. So power play proves costly. Penalty, proves costly for Littleton. Power play goal for the Clockers, up 1-0 and looking for more. Shot trickled all the way in on net. That was Liam Fitzsimons with the opportunity. Kept in at the point now by Reap. Shot on, red all the way, short side save. Centering pass can't connect with Fitzsimons. Puck is still not out of the net. Littleton failing to clear. 8 minutes exactly to go in the first period. Clockers up 1-0. Reap plays it out. Bounces up into the Tiger player bench. We'll have a stoppage here with 7:56 to go in the first period.
Yeah, and this second line for Ashland with Kassane, Riva, and Jake Brown has been really aggressive. Just even when I saw earlier this season with them, they're a very tall, aggressive line, in on the forecheck very early, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the Tigers defense.
Tigers win this draw. It's loose at center ice. As Ryan Abakunis had the puck for a moment, it goes in on net now on Rossi, who elects to just freeze it and force a defensive zone faceoff here for the Clockers with 7:47 to go. So, Bob, we had some wide open hockey, very few stoppages through the first, several minutes of the period, and now stoppage. It's like an entirely different pace here the last couple minutes.
Yeah, I think teams are just starting to settle in now. It was interesting, though, they didn't seem to be anxious coming into the game, right? They're both playing their style.
The centering attempt by the Tigers from the point, shot on. Rossi never saw it. It trickled somehow behind the net. Players a little tangled up behind the net. Here come the Tigers trying to bring it out in front. Rossi stops it, and now we have a stoppage of play and a penalty.
Yeah, we're going to have a penalty here. Looks like that's going to be called on Jackson Riva.
Okay, so the Clockers capitalized on their power play. Now the Tigers will have a chance of their own with 7:25 to go in the first period. 2-minute minor called against Jackson Riva, and the Tigers will have an offensive zone faceoff here in the far dot.
Yeah, we had a bit of a mismatch on that shift. We had the third line out for Ashland, first line out for the Tigers, and I think just overwhelmingly, there's too much pressure in the offensive zone, and that's where you saw the penalty.
Yeah, one thing the Tigers have been dominating on so far today is winning faceoffs. So they win another one. A-Rod has it, able to clear it where it's knocked down at center ice by the Tigers. 15 seconds gone by in the penalty, and here come the Tigers. Man advantage on the near wing now, working out of the corner. This is one of their captains, number 47, Evan Picos. Had the puck for a long time. The puck got thrown in on net and then blocked all the way to center ice, and the Clockers have an opportunity. Got a tripping. I'm looking around. I don't see any arms going up, so the play continues. Minute 20 to go on the penalty to the Clockers, and here come the Tigers.
Yeah, Milko just not able to hold an edge there as he was trying to get body position.
Nice stick play there by the Clockers. Knocking it aside. A-Rod has it, working his way. He was not content to just dump it into the far end, Bob. He was going for goal.
No, I know. He was trying to get an opening there, but the best play is to get that down the ice in that situation.
So early in the game, I totally agree. This time the Clockers are successful, clearing the length of the ice as we're down to 50 seconds and counting on that penalty against the Clockers as the Tigers reset behind their net. This is Liam Glue coming out. Good forechecking here by the Clockers, keeping the puck in the Tiger zone as the penalty continues to dwindle down. Tigers trying to come out with it on the near wing, passing to the center, knocked aside here by Caveney. And now Reardon fires it right to the side, near side shot, if you will, clearing it out. And 20 seconds now to go on the penalty. So far at least, it's been a clean, shorthanded play by the Clockers. Now here comes Littleton again, as Grant Reap knocks it off his stick. Puck is in the corner now, working his way out. Centering attempt, no good. Blocked, but at the center ice. And the penalty is over as Riva jumps out right back onto the bench, and some fresh legs come out. The teams are back to even strength with 5:20 to go in the first period. Puck works his way to Jake Caveney, who lifts it out to center ice and beyond. Littleton quickly gets it out of their own zone. With Jack Grimes getting some ice time here, has the puck, throws it in on net, knocked aside, and now here it gets wound around to the far side. Kept in, though, by the Clockers. Good forechecking here. They are really on their game tonight, Bob.
Yeah, and they keep them playing that same style, right? They get the first man in deep, second man low as well, and that third forward is up high to help the defense out.
It's really interesting, too. They are definitely going deeper into their bench in this playoff game than we ever saw them go during the regular season.
Yeah, and early, too.
Yeah. Clockers managed to keep it into the in the offensive zone. They are going to do a line change here as the Tigers try to come out with it. Here's a centering pass blocked aside, but the Tigers able to control. Puck triples back into the Littleton zone. Dangerous cross-ice pass. Still behind the net. Littleton struggling to clear the zone. This is something that we saw.
There's going to be an interference call here. I think that was much more of a collision.
It didn't look intentional, but it was happened right in front of the referee. And nothing he could do but blow the whistle.
Yeah, Jack Grimes ran into a big body there, but hitting the deck there. Ryan Johnson, one of the big defensemen, junior for the Tigers, takes penalty for interference.
Absolutely. So a 2-minute minor called against Littleton. 4:10 to go in the first period, and the Clockers on their second power play of the night. They hit on the first one. See if they can do it again. Up 1-0 here again with 4:10 to go in the first period. Littleton again wins the draw. They have it behind the net, into the corner, thrown to the corner, to the point, I should say. Reardon keeps it in, working his way through, but gets stripped of the puck. And now Littleton dumps it out and all the way down, where Dan Kelly will track it down with a little help from Rossi, the goaltender. Loses it off his stick here, getting caught in the corner. It's good forechecking now by the Tigers, but the Clockers come out with it. Really good defensive pressure here by the Tigers. As Caveney tries to work his way in, picks it up behind the net, looking to center. He's got A-Rod circling around, back to the point now. Shot in, deflected off a defenseman, shot again. Roll goes wide, but controlled by Milko. Back to A-Rod in the corner, trying to come out with it. He's got a man at the point. Elects to send it to Caveney behind the net. Trickles aside now to Reardon in the other corner. Milko now trying to track it down, going back and forth behind the net, and finally Littleton clears it out. Bob, it looked like this shift was getting a little winded out there. Yeah, this is a little bit long. They're out there just over a minute now. They're going to want to start to look to change this line. Okay, 50 seconds to go on the clock or power play. 3 minutes to go in the period. A-Rod has the blue line going right on in. Had no angle, an easy save for the goaltender. Right back to A-Rod behind the net. In front to Caveney. Wheels around, tries to get a stick on it. Milko 2. Puck is still loose. There's the whistle. As finally the referees lose sight of it. Yeah, and good discipline play there by the Clockers. Once the puck's under the goalie there, you don't want to start hacking away there. The referee didn't blow the whistle, but again, good discipline not to take an unnecessary penalty in the offensive end. Okay, so an offensive zone faceoff here for the Clockers with 36 seconds to go on the power play. 2:47 to go in the first period. They win this draw, but they can't get it to Reardon as Littleton comes out with it. Good pressure, good forechecking here. Reardon with the puck forces it ahead, and again, puck gets thrown to the near side now, and Littleton will just dump it the length of the ice behind the net. First man in is going to be a Tiger. He gets buried behind the net from behind, and that will be a penalty called against Jack Reardon. Yeah, and you can even see that coming as the puck went in behind the net. Little undisciplined, a little slow getting back by the Clocker defenseman. And when Littleton was able to capture the puck first, just not taking that extra step with the feet, and that's what caused the hit from behind. So the teams will play even strength, but both shorthanded, 4-on-4 skaters for 15 seconds before Littleton goes on the power play for most of the remaining 2:26 to go in the first period. So a defensive zone faceoff now for the Clockers. Going to see a little bit more wide open hockey for the next 15 seconds, Bob, with 2 fewer skaters out on the ice. Yeah, and the players will have to remember that they are even, and icing does apply here. Littleton gets it back to the point, throw it in on net. Rossi saw it the whole way, blocked it aside. A-Rod with it now. Getting a little too cute for his own good there, and now he gets ridden off right in on Rossi, who's thought he was going to make the save, but his defenseman takes it away. The penalty is now in effect for the Clockers. 5-on-4, they're shorthanded. Littleton fanned on a centering attempt here. Another centering attempt blocked aside, so good defense here by the Clockers. Yeah, good active sticks, all 4 players in a box with their sticks on the ice, able to intercept those passes coming through. Milko able to get it over a leaping Littleton defenseman. We're down to 1:44 to go in the period, 1:15 to go on the penalty. Littleton's going to work it here. They were attempting to work it on the near side, intercepted by Milko. He can't clear it. Sails high and wide over Rossi all the way back to the far point where Littleton controls. Throwing in on net and never reached Rossi. Milko backhands it, just gets it out of the defensive zone. Littleton immediately resets. They're in the offensive zone. Rossi sticks that one aside. He's late getting back to that post, but he's able to make the save. Getting a little chippy there in front of the net. Some words are being exchanged. Sticks are up. And the refs quickly clear that scrum aside. 44 seconds to go on the Clocker penalty. 1:10 to go in the first period. Clockers up 1-0. Playoff hockey here at Loring Arena. Yeah, good job by Rossi on that last shot, hugging the post, making sure there's no chance of a rebound with all those bodies in front. Clockers almost had that draw one. Here's a great opportunity for Littleton, skating into some open space. Still never reached the net. Clockers drive it to the length of the ice. Less than a minute to go in the period. Less than 30 seconds to go now on the Clocker penalty.
Yeah, Brown a little shaken up on that one. I think that caught him in the wrist a little bit.
Here comes Littleton with might be their final drive of the period, of the penalty, I should say. Rossi catches that one right at the eye level. So I think the goalies love seeing it where they can see it right up high. Easy glove save for Rossi.
Yeah, and that's a case where the defenseman, by holding his ground, stepping up a little early, is going to force that shot and let that offensive guy know that he's got to let that puck loose because he's not getting any closer, and the goalie will see that all day.
Okay, 15 seconds to go on the penalty to the Clockers. They win this draw on big slap shot, but they can't clear the zone. It's kept into the point. Here's a good opportunity. The centering pass goes right through a couple players and into the far corner. Final 3 seconds of the penalty. Puck is sent out, and teams are at even strength for the final 23 seconds of the period. A little give and go there at the center ice, and then knocked out of the rink over the boards. We're going to get a stoppage and probably a neutral zone faceoff. 16.8 seconds to go. Glad to have you with us here tonight on WACA-TV. Bob Savin, Josh Abrams, calling all the action for you here. Caveney takes the draw. Littleton wins it again. Time for one last drive up ice. Thrown in on Rossi, but to the far side. Littleton, good pressure here. Behind the net, it's loose in front. There's a lot of bodies in there. Finally squirts loose to the point. Shot in, but it doesn't count as the period expires.
Yeah, a little too cute with the puck down there at the end. You want to get that back there quick. You don't want to see that thing hop out in front. You want to dive all over that puck and make sure it stays behind the net in that situation with that little time left on the clock.
So as much as it felt like Clockers dominated that period, they did have both teams wound up with 2 power plays. At the end of one, the Clockers are up 1-0. We'll see you back here for second period action on WACA-TV. And welcome back to second period action. Loring Arena in Framingham. It's Ashland Clocker playoff hockey as they're hosting the Littleton Tigers up 1-0. I'm Josh Abrams, back again with Bob Savin. Bob, exciting first period of action.
Yeah, it was a good start for both teams. Ashland came on early. Littleton was able to kind of turn the tide the second half. See if Ashland can pick up the pace again to start this period.
Okay, here we go. Ready for opening faceoff for the second period. Caveney wins it, forcing it ahead for Mark Milko, but Littleton equal to the task. Gains control of the puck. Comes right out with it. Misfire there. It's going to go all the way down. Reardon touches first. No icing call. Puck ends up on the far wing. 2-on-2, tied up in the corner. Squirts loose behind the net now. Littleton comes out with it. Good pressure here by Caveney. Centering pass intercepted by A-Rod. They've got a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Puck ahead to Mark Milko on the near wing. Squirts through and all the way down behind the net. Milko with a little bit of a body there. Puck loose here in the zone. Reardon keeps it in, forces it back behind the net. Caveney and Milko converge. It's kept in still. Yeah. Clockers have to be getting tired. It's turning into a very long shift.
Yeah, and Ashland will have to keep an eye on that. Littleton tried to sneak a winger out high for a stretch pass.
I think we're going to get a whistle here. I think A-Rod going to call with a high stick. Just an instinct play, and the puck's going to come out to center ice. Oh, they're going to bring it all the way down, making an offensive zone faceoff here for the Tigers.
Yeah, Littleton's changed their line, but Ashland's going to stick with their first line here.
Incredible. So Caveney and A-Rod both out there, Reardon too. Quick shot on net. Rossi shoulders it aside. A little give and go between A-Rod and Milko. Milko dumps into the near wing all the way into the corner. A-Rod there, but can't get there first.
Good pinch down there on the left side.
Kept in at the point. Shot blocked aside, never reached the net. Tigers have it now and finally clear the zone. Dan Kelly had it in his skates, carries it all the way down behind the net, gets it under control, now on the near wing, circling around and out. Something of an unintentional pass to Caveney. Shot on! Right on net, but equal to the task. Blocked aside to the far wing and now into the near corner. Bad pass intercepted. Shot! Score! Huge defensive breakdown. Defensive breakdown against the Tigers as number 24, Kellen Cassane with the goal. Clockers up 2-0 with 13:12 to go in the second period. And the fans out in Shaker Heights are going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, and that's another example of a great aggressive forecheck. Cassane coming just off the bench, able to step into his lane and collect that errant pass, and just with a beautiful snapshot up high into the corner.
He read that clearing pass all the way, Bob.
Yeah, I saw that as soon as he stepped over the boards.
Clockers with the puck now in their own defensive end as the Clocker tumbles to the ice. That's Cassane centering it out to Milko. Make that PJ Cassane, excuse me. I always get the 6 and the 8. A little hard to tell in these uniforms. Under 12:50 to go now in the second period. Clockers up 2-0, and here's another turnover. Cassane has it. Got a teammate, he's going to try to center, loses control of the puck. Still centers out, but can't find Fitzsimons. I feel like Fitzsimons has been so close on so many opportunities tonight, Bob.
Yeah, he's in a good position there.
Tigers come away with it, trying to gain the blue line. Knocked aside. Clockers will have it in the corner. All the way to the far side now to PJ Cassane. Quickly ahead, can't quite find his brother, Kellen. Kellen circling, another cross-ice pass as PJ dumps it in for a line change. Fitzsimons going into forecheck, but he's all alone. Another forechecking attempt there by Milko. It winds up on the stick of 22, Grant Reap. Cross-ice pass now. Here's Milko with a break on the far side, but he's all alone. Left it there for A-Rod. Kept in again at the point, this time by Bradica. But here come the Tigers.
Good job hustling to get back there. You got a back check all the way back. Rodriguez was able to get back and help out.
Great defensive play. Didn't even get a shot off there, but the Tigers have pinched in. They've got control of the puck in the Clocker zone. Back to the point now. Going to try and get a shot off. Nope, dumped off on the near wing. Here's the shot. Deflected in front. And a goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, tough angle shot there. Little running around.
Anytime you can get a body there in the slot, just throw it off them. They got the deflection, the puck went in, and as quickly as the Clockers had a 2-0 lead, it's back down to a 1-goal lead with 11:26 to go. Clockers up 2-1. And again, that Caveney A-Rod line is out there for the Clockers, joined by Milko. That woke up the Tiger crowd, and they're here in force tonight just below us. Here's A-Rod trying to center and pass. Score! How about that?
Great answer there from the Clockers.
I couldn't see if that was Milko or Caveney with the goal, Bob.
It was Caveney with the goal on a feed right across the slot from A-Rod.
So that that 1-goal lead went right back up to 2. It only took about 30 seconds. This is all happening even strength. 11:09 to go now in the second period. It's a 3-1 game for the Clockers. I'm going to stick with this same line. Caveney centering between A-Rod and Milko. Tigers win another draw. Trying right up the middle. Shot on net. Far side wide. Right out in front. Rossi can't stop it. It trickles into the near corner. Clock controlled by the Clockers. A little bit dangerous pass, and sure enough, it's ridden off. Tigers have it dumped right back in. Rossi slows it down, sets it up. Reardon's going to skate out with it across his own blue line. Going to carry all the way across the next blue line. Trying to go right on in, and he gets dumped, but no whistle, which makes the Littleton fans happy. 10:30 to go and counting in the second period. Clockers up 3-1. Reardon keeps it into the blue line, where it's eaten up by the Tiger goalie, Becker.
Yeah, Reardon doing a good job to get the puck on net there. The Clockers didn't have a chance to get in front, so the goalie had an easy stop there. On the earlier rush, Reardon coming down, he just didn't see that other defenseman coming across on him. He's going to have his head on a swivel coming up the ice. Not only looking for players coming across to hit him, but also for that pass as well.
So full line changes for both teams with the whistle. Kellen Cassane deep in the Tiger zone. Tigers haven't been ridden off there momentarily. Puck shoots out to center ice. Controlled there by Jackson Riva. Cross ice pass quickly ahead now to Fitzsimons. but Kellen Kassane a little bit too eager, and he's called offsides.
Yeah, and that's too bad. That was a good pass coming up the ice, a good transition in center ice. That's one of the things I'd like to see them start to do, is to shorten those passes. We've been getting a little long with the passes coming out of the defensive end, and that's cost them a little bit on turnovers. So there's good short passes, a little faster way to move up the ice.
Clockers win this draw. The puck is bouncing around in the Tiger zone. Still kept in, and now all the way down. Going to go behind the net. Good forecheck there by Kellen Kassane. Throws the body a little bit. Milko throwing the body. Kassane going to be the first clocker too. It gets it to Milko. He's got Jackson in front. Make that Fitzsimons in front. And again, Fitzsimons, right place, right time. Just couldn't get it quite right. As the puck finally squirts out to center ice. Cross ice pass now to, who is that? Jake Brown?
Nope. Yep, Jake Brown over there on the left side. Defenseman coming up over the line, able to get a shot on net. Good job fighting off the checker there. I thought when he came over that line, he'd just dump it in and give his team an opportunity to change up, but was able to get the offensive zone face-off, and were able to come back with the Dean Reap line now.
So other than giving up the goal, this second period is feeling a lot like the first, with just dominant control by the Clockers. They're really setting the pace here, and puck is spending a lot of time in the Clockers' offensive zone. Centering attempt here, had two guys in the slot, neither one of them could get his blade on it. And another attempt by the Tigers goes by the wayside. Here comes Milko down the far side, looking for some help. Dumps into the corner.
Smart play there.
Grimes had it, couldn't connect. Puck is loose in the corner. Tigers still trying to clear it. Grimes in the mix there. And finally out and down toward Rossi. So here's Chris Bradica, scored the first goal for the Clockers tonight on the ice. First attempt to get it out of the zone doesn't work. Second one does. Tigers dump it right back. The puck goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was a case again, where we were looking to pass the puck all the way across the ice, and it got blocked, and then we were more successful coming up the boards and getting out of the zone with the shorter pass.
So 8:36 to go. Clockers up 3-1 against the Littleton Tigers. Jake Haveney taking the draw here for the Clockers. This line is seeing a lot of ice time here in the second period. Misconnect with Milko on the far side. Tigers have it, carry behind the net. Pressure from Caveney. And Milko. Here's a turnover to Caveney in front. Score! And the Littleton goaltender, Becker, is furious. I thought at first he was furious with the goaltender, with the referee, but he may just be angry with himself.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to jump on the puck there, let it go loose. And Chase Garcia was able to kind of dig that out, and Caveney was able to tuck it home.
So make it a 4-1 lead for the Clockers now with 8:17 to go.
And it looks like we might have a timeout here as well.
That's probably a really good call for the Tigers to take the timeout, have their coach just settle this team down a little bit. 3 goals is a tough enough deficit. If it gets to 4 or beyond, it could turn into a blowout, Bob.
Yeah, Ashland's come out really aggressive this period. Like you said, that one goal notwithstanding, they've been able to do what they set out to do in the first period, which was be aggressive on the forecheck. One thing that's really impressed me throughout the game is just even watching the weak side. Even when they're in their zone, is the opportunity to fill in on the weak side of the ice. The wingers coming over, protecting the front of the net, and the forwards kind of shifting positions to make sure that there's not too many bodies getting out in front of Rossi.
Okay, teams are coming out of the timeout. We'll have a center ice face-off following the Clockers' 4th goal of the night. 8:17 to go in the second period.
And that's going to be the 2nd goal of the night for Caveney.
Okay, and that line stays out. Caveney, A-Rod, and Milko. Milko has it. They finally win a draw here. Reardon with it. Cross ice pass, a little dangerous here, and a turnover deep in their own end, but A-Rod able to intercept the centering pass, and he'll just lift it out to center ice. Tigers trying to get control. Almost a turnover there. Tigers carry in. Reardon there behind the net to gather in. He gets taken out of the play but retains control. Here's a loose puck drifting dangerously toward the slot, but the Clockers come out with it. A-Rod flying at center ice across the blue line, tries to finesse his way through and knocked aside. Good defensive play by the Tigers there.
Yeah, that doesn't work all that often.
Caveney dumps in from the far wing. A little bit of a line change here for the Tigers. They gather behind their own net, try to come out with it. And they've got a man by himself at center ice. They actually, for a moment, had two. The Clocker defense able to thwart that one.
Yeah, Paul Doyle cut that for Littleton in the center of the ice, and if he had just got on his horse and started going, he might have had a breakaway there, but he slowed up and looked for one of his teammates, and Ashland was able to get back.
So here's a turnover. The Clockers struggling a little bit to get this puck out of their own end. It barely clears the blue line. And there's a big check by Jack Reardon. Centering attempt knocked aside. It's loose in front. Nobody knew where it was for a moment, including Rossi, the goalie. So we dodged a bullet there, but Littleton still with the puck, trying to work it out of the corner. Caveney pressing. Work back to the point, thrown in on net. Never got there. Caveney, the first man to intercept. He's at center ice, but he's all alone, 1-on-3, trying to make something happen. Shot! Save! Tried to go far side on it, top corner.
Had a good look at that one.
Back and forth here at center ice, but Littleton has a shot. A little too much stick handling there. Should have taken the shot while he had it. Yeah, Clockers clear the zone. Go ahead, Bob.
And there's that same play, right? That forward trying to toe the puck and come back inside.
Kellen Kassane with a flying opportunity wide to the long side. Kept in by Riva. He'll dump in behind the net. Nobody there but Tigers. Kellen Kassane tried to get there in time, but now Tigers still can't clear the zone. Just skipped over the stick of Milko. Make that, yep, PJ Kassane. I'm still struggling with 6 and 8. We got to get a better font on these jerseys.
Yeah, we're going to have another penalty on Littleton here. Another hit from behind the net.
Okay, so another power play opportunity for the Clockers. They're up 4-1 now. 5:51 to go in the second period. 2-minute power play coming up for them.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous play there. That's why they call that anytime someone's get hits in the back, especially when they're up close to the boards.
So penalties called on number 13, Jake Taglieri, a freshman forward. And they had lined up at center ice there for a moment, Bob. But now they're moving into the offensive zone the way I thought they should for a penalty here for the Clockers. So again, Caveney centering A-Rod and Milko. Dan Kelly at the point, along with Reardon. Puck is tied up in the corner. A-Rod comes out with it, trying to find Reardon. Centering pass goes off the net. Caveney throws one in, it goes wide. Milko picks it up behind the net. Comes back out with it. Trying to get it to Kelly. Back at the point. Kelly now back to Milko. Back to Kelly, and that was an ill-advised pass. Got a breakaway opportunity. Rossi's going to need to come out and steer this one aside. He does. Right off to the side. So Clocker still in the power play. Here comes A-Rod. They've got numbers. 5:20 to go. Still a minute 27 on the penalty. A-Rod again tries to finesse his way through. Becker can't control the loose puck. And the Tigers just get away with one there. They're able to almost ice the puck. Reardon picks it up in full stride. Comes around the near side now. He's not afraid to carry the puck. Right over the blue line. Trying to get a shot on. He gets angled out. Circles behind the net. Centering pass to Milko. Milko throws it in. Easy glove save for Becker at eye level.
Yeah, he's got to keep that down on the ice and aim a little bit more for his winger there, his teammate that's on the post, or that other player's got to get in front of the net and provide a little bit more of a screen there.
Yeah, that pass got to Milko, but not quite where he wanted it.
Yeah, and good job by Reardon there, taking his time, coming around the net, not forcing it out the cage, right, but looking for Milko in the opening in the high slot.
Okay, Bradica keeps it in at the point, throws it behind the net. Fitzsimons is back there. Puck squirts loose to the far corner. Intercepted by PJ Kassane. Thrown back behind the net. Fitzsimons gets interfered with on his way back there, but no call. Tigers still can't clear. It's working its way up the near wing. And now cleared finally between Bradica and, is that Reap? Grant Reap. So here we go. Another opportunity here for the Clockers. They bring it across the blue line. Behind the net, Kellen Kassane, first man there, looking to pass. He's on the near wing. Centering attempt. Milko in full stride. PJ Kassane, I should say. Multiple attempts. Bradica now, shot! Just sails wide. We've got a delay penalty here. Oh, and it will be against the Clockers. Fitzsimons seems very upset with that call. But he's heading off to the penalty box.
Yeah, and the referee's going to consult a little bit on this, but I didn't see what the infraction was. I was still waiting for the referee to make a signal. I know there was some jousting in front of the net there.
So for the second time tonight, Bob, the Clockers get called on a penalty while on the power play. So they will skate 4 skaters aside for the next 8 seconds before Littleton goes on the power play. 3:59 to go in the second period. Clockers up 4-1.
Yeah, good job by the Clockers on that, trying to get enough traffic in front of the net, seeing a lot more opportunities, shots from the point. Chris Braddock almost got his second one there.
He saw so much open ice, he just couldn't help himself, and he skated right in, almost into a scrum.
Yeah, the one thing I keep seeing, this is interesting, they're sending him back to the locker room. Not sure what the call is here.
They made it a 5-minute major. That's why he's heading off. 3:59 to go in the period. A 5-minute major called against Fitzsimons. I have no idea what the penalty is there. So the 4 on the ice for the Clockers now. It looks like we've got Milko, A-Rod, Grant Reap, and Chris Braddock. I don't think I've seen a major called in any game we've done this year, Chris, or Bob, excuse me.
Yeah, there must have been some intent to injure.
Okay, we're back underway. Clocker's able to ice it. A-Rod forechecking.
Yeah, and there's a big opportunity for Littleton because with this power play too, any goals that go in, they'll be able to maintain the power play through the rest of the period and into the third.
Exactly. So great opportunity here. Oh boy, that was a close one. Rossi wasn't able to field that one cleanly, and the play continues. He had the save lined up, just couldn't hold on to the loose puck. Littleton regroups in center ice, comes over the blue line, trying to set up their power play unit. Still dancing around in the corner as Grant Reap takes his man out. Tries to come out of the corner again. Nobody there as the puck scooted across the goal mouth. Good action here in the corners as Littleton really having trouble setting anything up. Good defense here by the 4 men of the Clockers. 3 minutes to go in the period.
Yeah, and Ashland just being patient, keeping them to the outside.
They may be running out of gas though. Puck is loose right at the feet of the goaltender Rossi. Puck is still loose and now back to the point. Thrown in on net, deflected, shot again. Puck is still loose. How is this not getting, they can't get a stoppage, and I think Clockers are starting to get worn out here. A shot from right downtown, blocked aside. Another shot on, Rossi equal to this one. It's turning into a shooting gallery, and finally the Clockers are able to clear it the length of the ice with 2:25 to go in the period, and 4 fresh bodies come out.
Yeah, good job there by the team. Staying wide, keeping bodies out of the front of the net.
Oh, a big open ice hit. A-Rod has control. Dodges a check there, going in. Still 1-on-4, loses control of the puck. We're 2:05 to go in the period now. As Littleton comes out with it. Another forecheck by Milko. He knocks it aside, but Littleton retains control. They got a 3-on-2 shot. It didn't go in. Rossi lost track of it. The shot was wide. The crowd thought it had gone in, but no call from the refs. Play continues. Just able to squirt it between the 2 defensemen and down the length of the ice. 1:42 to go now in the period.
Yeah, that did get by Rossi, but it must have hit a post. The referee was right in position, called that off right away, no doubt.
Caveney with some good forechecking as the Tigers struggle to maintain control here. Puck is loose at center ice. They dump in, get it past Jackson Riva. Jake Brown as well now, and Caveney lifts it out. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. 1:15 to go in the period, and still Tigers on the power play and coming up ice. There's a pass, shot, high, blocked aside. Rossi finally able to get a handle on this one, and Riva is not happy with one of the Tiger players. A little bit of extra shoving there. It looked like it was Zachary Lazat that was causing some problems in front of the net. So 1:05 to go in the period, 2:05 to go in the penalty. A 5-minute major called on Fitzsimons. Offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers.
Rossi really dialed in here tonight. He's seeing the puck well, blocking it and getting it into good position on those rebounds so that there's not second and third opportunities from Littleton.
This shot blocked aside. Reardon has it on the backhand and gets it out. Caveney's the first one down there. He gets tripped up, but no call. And here come the Tigers flying across center ice. 45 seconds to go in the period. Gain the blue line. Reardon on him, forcing him into the corner. Back to the point. Caveney with a body check. And here comes Reardon. They have numbers if they want him. 3-on-2. Wisely just dump it down. Again, protecting that 3-goal lead with under 30 seconds to go in the period. Caveney takes a shot on the boards. Here come the Tigers. 22 seconds to go now. Really a sloppy play there across the blue line. Just looked unsure of what to do. Reardon has it poked off his stick, but he's able to come out from behind the net with it. Skating at center ice. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Dumps, give and go. Reardon here now. Shot. Pass. Oh, it was a great passing attempt to PJ Kassane. Couldn't quite connect. And that'll do it for the second period, as PJ Kassane has a few words now. That was for number 47, Evan Picos, one of the co-captains for the Tigers. So a little bit of interesting post-whistle activity there. But the Clockers come out of the second period up 4-1, but the Tigers will have a minute left on the power play when we resume action in the third period. Bob, any final thoughts before we send it to the break?
Yeah, Ashland doing a pretty good job on this penalty kill here. Littleton's a little sluggish coming over the line, so it leads to an aggressive forecheck for Ashland and even some opportunities there on the man down. So hopefully they can kill off the rest of this penalty and have a good aggressive third period as well.
Okay, so for Bob Savin, I'm Josh Abrams saying we'll see you back here for third period action on WACA-TV. And welcome back to third period action here at Loring Arena in Framingham. Your Ashland Clockers coming in tonight ranked number 10, hosting the Littleton Tigers at number 23. They've got a 4-1 lead as we enter the third period, but they're going to be fighting off the last minute of a 5-minute major assessed to Liam Fitzsimons. Other than that, it's been all Ashland tonight. Bob, what are your thoughts?
Well, still no clarity as to what that penalty was even called for, but nevertheless, still got to carry, to continue to kill it off and not give Littleton any momentum going into this third period.
And we're underway here in the third period. Starting line is out there for the Clockers. Littleton with an opportunity right over the blue line. Shot never reached the net. And it looks like Reardon might be a little shaken up as Rossi made the save.
Yeah, stung a little bit by that shot, but good job by Rossi jumping on that, not letting anything develop down there low.
So easy to forget that you're opening the period with that you're shorthanded, and Rossi smartly is able to make that stop. So a defensive zone faceoff won by A-Rod, wound around behind the net and out by Reardon. It'll go all the way down. Becker's calling for an icing, and of course on the power play they don't get them. Good forechecking here by Milko as Littleton comes up ice. 30 seconds left to go on that penalty. Here comes A-Rod with an opportunity, but he's 1-on-4. Wisely puts on the brakes and just dumps it behind the net. Littleton comes out with a dangerous centering pass, but they get away with it. Come across the red line and into the Clocker zone. Milko with the body, but the puck was dropped. A good pass behind the net. Two Tigers there, and they are able to connect. There's the goal. With just 8 seconds to go, the Clockers had killed off almost all of a 5-minute major. But there's the goal for the Tigers, so it makes it all worth it for them. They're back in this game. It's a 4-2 deficit for the Tigers with 14:08 to go.
Yeah, just a little slow getting to the puck in their own end, even though they're still killing off the penalty. They had an opportunity to get on that, and then with two Littleton players in front of the net, a little indecisiveness as to who to cover there, and a puck going through the crease, just able to be tapped home.
The Clocker's going to stick with A-Rod and Milko, along with, they did change the defensive pairing, so Riva and Brown are out there now for the Clockers as the clock ticks off for the penalty. The Clockers are finally at full strength for the first time in 5 minutes over the second and third period. Pass is knocked aside by Milko. A-Rod has it now, turning around, trying to get over the blue line, and does. Deep into the corner now. Okay, here come the Tigers. They've got some momentum right now. Cross-ice pass doesn't quite work out, but the puck is loose. The trailer has it. It sails high over the net. A great opportunity for the Tigers. Brown tying things up in the corner. Tigers come out with it. Rossi stops the play, but it's still loose in the net, in front of the net. And that one sails wide. Brown has it now on the near wing, throws it cross ice. This could be an icing call. It's waved to, oh, it thought it was waved off, and then they call it after all. So the clock stops with 13:12 to go, and a defensive face-off here for the Clockers.
Yeah, Ashland's going to need to make sure that they don't allow Littleton to come out of those corners with the puck. And if the puck does squirt through in front, that they pick up their men and make sure that they push bodies away so Rossi can continue to see those shots.
Now, the Clockers do seem a little bit like they're on their heels right now, but here's some fresh line as the Cassane brothers are out. Puck gets knocked around at center ice before being dumped behind the net. It'll be picked up there by Grant Reap. Now on the far wing, tries to come out with it. Clockers have it. Good cross-ice pass here, just a little too far for PJ. He works his way around, right onto the save by Clocker. Shot! Big save right up the middle. Jack Grimes with a great opportunity from deep in the slot.
Yeah, and Grimes filling in for Fitzsimons on this line. Not sure if it's a change that they've made after the penalty, and they'll stick with this, but that's what you're seeing now.
Okay, so the Cassanes are out there along with Reap. Bradica scored the first goal tonight. Puck works back to the corner, then dumped behind the net past Cassane. Grimes has it. Ridden off the puck back into the corner for Kellen. Now Grimes again at the opposite corner. Puck squirts out to center ice. Got a little bit of a foot race as Bradica skates on back, is able to take it away, but it's loose in the far wing. Back up to the point, dumped back around behind the net. Be picked up there by Reap. He gets knocked aside. Puck is loose in the near side now, blocked aside by Grimes. Still a little tight up there in the corners. Reap comes out with it, skates behind the net, works it around the side to Cassane. That was a little bit of a scary pass, but he's got his brother, PJ, skating on down, but we had a little too far there. I thought maybe PJ had gotten that on the right side of center ice, but they do call icing. 12:03 to go. Clockers up 4-2.
Yeah, PJ just tipped that puck down into the offensive end just before the red line here, and that's why we're seeing the icing now.
So Caveney back out to take the faceoff here for the Clockers. Tigers win the draw. It's back toward the point. Kept in. Dumped into the near side now. Worked around to Reardon. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys in the final period here. Milko couldn't handle it off the stick. Turned over to Caveney, still loose, brought back into the Tiger zone. Bounces off a number of players and all the way down into the corner for the Clockers. Still here on the near wing, bouncing around, a loose puck. It's a little bit dangerous. Thrown in on net, but knocked aside onto the wing, picked up by Reardon. Quick pass ahead now to Milko. Milko gains the blue line, looking to center, dumps it behind the net. Picked up there by the Tigers. Gets wiped out by Milko. A-Rod pinching in. Milko, centering attempt onto the stick of Caveney, knocked aside by Becker. Puck is thrown to the near side here, trying to pinch in, kept in by A-Rod, thrown back into the corner. Milko center, but nobody was there, and now the puck sails all the way down to the Clocker end, and we do have an icing call. So this one goes against the Tigers, and the Clockers will have an offensive zone faceoff with just under 11 to go in the third period.
Yeah, and that was another example here. You know, it didn't develop with the icing call, but a late change by Littleton here, and they got to watch those men coming off the bench because that's an opportunity for a breakaway if we're not careful.
So it looks like the Clockers are going to try and go with some short shifts here. We've got a fresh line out now. The Cassanes are back out, along with Brown at the point. Reardon mixing things up a little bit. Brown tries to pinch in at the point. Kept in and dumped into the corner by Alex Dinsdale. Good to see him out on the ice. Here's Dean Reap now trying to make a play. Puck is loose momentarily in the slot, but gathered in by the Tigers, and they'll come out at center ice, but they don't have numbers. Good pressure there by Dean Reap. And a turnover. Clockers gain the blue line. Dumped in even further. It's now behind the net.
That's Kunis back there.
Okay, good to see him getting some ice time as well. Third period action, 10:17 to go. Clockers up 4-2. Tigers having a little trouble clearing the zone here. It's still in the near corner now. So again, guys we don't usually see out here on the ice doing a great job of at least taking some time off this clock and not giving the Tigers anything in the offensive zone.
you know, with that lead in the third period, it's good to have an opportunity to rest your top 2 lines, but we got to hustle back now.
3-on-1 and a misfire. Nice block, I think, of the pass there as Alex Dinsdale with it. Up ahead to Reap and then out to center ice. This one's going to go all the way down behind to the goal line, and I don't think Brown saw it. Tigers have a man in the slot. Shot goes wide, short side. Clockers have it in the corner. Throwing it up the side. It's not out. It's still in the corner. 9:25 to go in the third period. Kept in at the point. Thrown in on net. Riva throws it up. Still kept in. Still kept in. Clockers are not able to clear the zone. Hope this doesn't come back to bite them. All alone in the point. Shot thrown on net. Blocked aside. Still loose though. And finally cleared, and they're just going to ice it. That a little bit of a desperation there, but they needed fresh legs, and that's the only way they were going to get them, Bob.
Yeah, those shifts get a little long. You know, you put those guys out there looking to get a breather for some of your guys, and you know it starts getting a little too much time out there, you know, and it could cost you. But they were lucky to get a change there. And
okay, Jack Grimes taking the face-off here for the Clockers, wins the draw, drops it back, but kept it. Oh, not kept in. It skipped over a blade and out. Tigers reset, so no offsides. Grant Reap is able to clear it. Jack Grimes putting some pressure on offensively. Here's Kellen Kassane, avoided offside, so get the shot. Right at the top of the slot, he sailed it high and wide. A little bit of mix-up there on the side of the net, and Becker, the goalie, elects to freeze it right at the post, so we'll get a stoppage here with 8:30 to go. Clockers still up 4-2, but with an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, and Kellen Kassane's got a big shot. We've seen him come over the line a few times, you know, and really wind up and let it go.
Kassane wins this draw. It's loose right at the dot. Tigers come away with it behind the net. Good pressure by Kassane. Puck gets thrown to the far corner. Grimes are not able to keep it in, but the Clockers are able to send it right back without an offsides call. Kellen Kassane pinching in the corner now. Couple of bodies. Puck gets back to the point. Kept in there by Grant Reap. Kellen Kassane throws it out to the point for Reardon. He's got a heavy shot, throws it in on net. Can't find the stick of PJ Kassane. But the Clockers continue to cycle in the offensive zone. The Tigers are finally able to clear, but we're under 8 minutes to go now. Clockers up by 2. The bouncing puck here. The Clockers are not able to get control. They get a shot off, but blocked aside. Reardon again with the body. The Tigers still have the puck. Reardon goes down to one knee, didn't need to. Right in on net, and Rossi caught a break there. The Tigers were trying to set up a screen, but Rossi had it the whole way. And again, a little bit of a scrum there at the end of the play.
Yeah, good block by Reardon, getting down and taking that one off the shin guards. You do have to be careful, though, that you don't keep doing that, right? There's a time and a place for it, and guys start dropping down, and you start to see the forward able to pull the puck around and get more of an open shot. So good job by Reardon on the one, but other than that, stay on your feet as much as possible.
Here's a great opportunity for the Tigers. Backhand off of Rossi's face mask. Makes the save. Tigers still have it. It almost feels like a Tiger power play right now, the way they're controlling play in the period, play in the zone. Another shot, well wide short side. Clockers still cannot get control of this puck, and they finally do. Milko feeding ahead now to A-Rod. A-Rod trying to get anything going here. Gets ridden off the puck, thrown out to center ice, but the Clockers gather it in. Dangerous pass. Able to stick that one aside. It was Dan Kelly on the defensive play there. Here's A-Rod now with the puck. It's ridden off, leaving it right on the doorstep. Rossi with the save. We're going to get a penalty called on the Clockers. It's a delayed call here. There's a tripping in front of the net. Goalie comes off the ice, but there's the touch-up. And the Clockers certainly not making it easy for themselves, drawing a penalty in the defensive zone with 6:36 to go.
Yeah, not much of other options there. You know, you took the penalty because you were running around a little bit. You know, but that's, again, a case of staying on your feet. You know, when they start to run around and start to dive for pucks, I think it's just a case of, you know, these lines getting a little tired. And you can start to see Littleton you know, take it to Ashland a little bit more this period.
Okay, A-Rod taking the face-off here for the Clockers. It's a 2-minute minor called on Jay Caveney. Puck is shot up but not out. Dumped behind the net. Jackson Riva fans on it, turned over, shot on, high and wide. It sails all the way back to the near point. Tigers keep it in, trying to make a move into the slot, and fortunately for the Clockers, it goes out of the zone, and the Tigers are going to need to reset. Just 30 seconds gone by, 25 seconds really gone by on that Clocker penalty. And another great break there for the Clockers as it rode right off the stick of number 47, Evan Picos.
Yeah, good stick check there by Milko.
Okay, Clockers really got to play clock here a little bit, no pun intended. Under 6 minutes to go in the period, still a minute 12 to go on the penalty. Clockers just need to focus on getting this puck out of the defensive zone right now, down a man. Rossi with a pad save, nice play there, and Milko's just going to dump it the length of the ice. Under a minute to go now on that penalty as Becker sets things up for his team. A long, dangerous pass, but it worked out for the Tigers. They're flying at center ice. They gain the blue line, and a dump pass goes to no one. The Tigers will again have to reset. So again, just some basic fundamentals not going the Tigers' way right now. 5:15 to go in the period. Puck is dumped into the near corner.
Ashland's got to be careful here. They're getting a little low and a little bunched up on one side of the ice.
Back to the point now as the Tiger loses his footing. Clockers have a man. He split the defense. Here goes A-Rod trying to go backhand. Blocked aside, and we're getting a penalty call. Looks like we're going to get a hook called against the Tigers. So a huge break for the Clockers.
Yeah, good job getting the puck up to A-Rod and using his speed to get the advantage there. A couple more steps and they might have called that a penalty shot, but it looks like it's just going to be a penalty, a 2-minute penalty on the Tigers here.
Yeah, Evan Picos, again, one of the co-captains, in opportune time to take the minor. So it'll be 4 skaters aside for the next 16 seconds.
Ashland's going to take a timeout here as well to talk it over.
Okay, so 4:52 to go in the third period. 16 seconds to go on the Jake Caveney penalty, and a full 2 minutes on the penalty for Evan Picos. So exciting playoff action hockey here at Loring Arena.
Yeah, and Tigers have really, like I said, controlled most of the play this period. It'll be interesting to see who they have out here on the penalty kill. A lot of their top line players have logged a lot of minutes, especially this period, and you're going to want to have them for the last couple of minutes, especially if you can kill off this penalty. As far as Ashland goes, you know, the same thing. Like, they've really relied on their top 2 lines and been able to give them a little bit of a blow. But with things tight this period, they'd like to put it away here. Absolutely.
So again, it's a 2-goal lead here for the Clockers. By the time this penalty expires for the Tigers, we're going to be down to 2:52 to go in the game, Bob. And again, 2-goal deficit, could even be 3. At what point do you think the Tigers will need to pull the goaltender to get the extra attacker?
Well, with the way Ashland's controlled the puck most of the game, you're probably not going to do it too early. You know, I would start to look around that 2-minute mark where you might see them start to look at doing something if the score is still where it stands now.
Okay, the teams are coming out of the timeout now. Again, just a game reset, 4:52 to go in the third period. Clockers up 4-2. Both teams have men in the penalty box. Clockers' penalty will expire in 16 seconds, and they'll go on the man advantage at that point. Mark Milko will take the faceoff here for the Clockers. He's flanked by A-Rod. He's got Reardon at the point along with Dan Kelly. And again, the Tigers win the draw. Much been the story much of the night here. And here come the Tigers. They've got a break. Oh, great move there. Rossi makes the glove save, and the penalty is over. The Clockers have the man advantage now.
Huge save by Rossi there.
A-Rod over the line, trying to center. Goes into the corner. Back up to the point to Reardon. Reardon moving it across.
They can take their time here.
Dan Kelly, a poor pass. Clockers will have to reset. Reardon goes all the way back into his own end. 4:15 to go in the game, 1:20 to go on the penalty. Reardon comes out with it. Went kind of wide there with his stick handling. Gets the red line and the blue line. He goes all the way into the corner. Again, not afraid to carry the puck. Goes all the way around. Tries to dump it back. Gets tied up, and it is a turnover. The Tigers come out with it. And here they go, one-on-one. And it's a short-handed goal. That's the worst thing that could have happened to the Clockers here, giving up a short-handed goal with 3:48 to go, and suddenly this game's gotten much more interesting, Bob.
Yeah, the Clockers really got to be careful. They're starting to force the puck. They could just settle down, take their time, especially on the power play here. And we still have 55 seconds left on this power play. They're forcing plays, carrying the puck, one man doing all the work. And they could spread out, use the passing, and put shots back on net like they had been doing early in this game.
I know they have the lead. They had the two-goal lead and time on their side, but it almost looked like they were playing prevent, to borrow a football term. We're back underway here. The last 3:40 to go. The Clockers on the power play for the next 45 seconds. Here's another turnover at center ice. Clockers are able to gather in, and up ahead now, trying to feed Jack Grimes. Knocked aside. Reap gains the blue line. He's at the circle, looking for help. Drops it behind the net to Kellen Kassane. Kellen wheeling around. He has Milko on his PJ in the slot. PJ shot! Save made by Becker. He eats it up. That'll stop the clock, but the Clockers have the offensive zone face-off and 24 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, and that's a lot better, taking their time in the corner, looking for the best option. He looked up at the point, then saw his offensive forward right in front of the goal, put the puck where he could get to it, and a great save by the goalie there to keep Littleton in the game.
Kellen Kassane on the face-off. He wins the draw. A quick shot by Grimes gets blocked aside. Grimes still with it, trying to work it out. Puck is loose at the point and squirts out to center ice. Grant Reap with it now. Forces ahead to Kellen Kassane, but it gets knocked right back into center ice. And the final 5 seconds to go here on the penalty, and we get a whistle. I think that one hit the netting above the glass. We're going to get a neutral zone faceoff with 6 seconds to go on the power play. By the way, I want to say a quick thank you to Brady Montesino, working the camera tonight, a WACA rookie. Good to have Brady here on the call with us. Late line change here for the Tigers. 2:58 to go in the period. Kellen Kassane on the faceoff, flanked by PJ and Jack Grimes. Dan Kelly and Jack Reardon are your defensemen. Puck gets dumped into the Tiger end, dumped right back out to center ice. Got a man there, but he's all by himself. Shot in on Rossi, blocks it aside. Reardon has it. Oh, PJ Kassane overskated for a moment. The Tigers are going to come out right in front. Oh, living dangerously, Bob.
Yeah, not tracking the puck very well. And that's where a defenseman can really help you out as a goaltender, right? You want the defenseman talking to the goalie, letting him know what side of the ice that puck's coming from.
Tigers are moving the puck well right now, trying to split the defense. Can't get the shot off. Clockers have it behind their own net. Working it aside, working it up the boards, and finally out to center ice. They've got a 2-on-1. Here's Kellen Kassane trying to feed it to PJ across, just out of his reach. PJ dumps it into the corner, but the Tigers come out with it. 2:05 to go. Got a collision there in the zone. No penalty called, nor should there have been, despite what the Littleton fans may think. Milko has it now in front of his own bench, dumps it in. Under 2 minutes to go. You got to keep an eye on Becker, see if they're going to pull him with that 1-goal deficit. Broken up at center ice again, but here come the Tigers. Ridden off the puck. Clockers clear it out. On to Jake Caveney. He tried to leave it, but couldn't quite do it. Reardon's going to be the first to the puck for the Clockers. A-Rod forces it further in. Jake Caveney's going to be the first one here. Sticked aside, and the Tigers are going to clear the zone. 1:20 to go.
Play the body here.
Okay, they play that one well. Ridden behind the net. That was Dan Kelly. Back across to Caveney in the opposite corner. Caveney tries to get it out. It just clears the blue line. We're down to 1:02 to go. Clockers up by 1. Dumped into the Clocker zone, and Rossi's just going to freeze this one. Clock stops at 55.3 seconds to go. It'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers, and here we go. Becker skates off, and the Tigers go with the extra man.
Right, what the Clockers have to do here is they have to make sure they're getting a piece of the body. They've been doing a lot of reaching this period. Reaching for pucks, reaching for other men. Right, keep your feet moving so you can step into a body and knock someone off the puck.
If there's a time for them to win a draw, it's now. Caveney did win it momentarily. He's got it now on his stick. Trying to shake loose, he does. Tries to dump out. It does not clear the zone. This time it does all the way down toward the empty net, just wide to the short side.
Yeah,
but the downside is that it is an icing call.
Yeah, and that's something that they have to pay attention to. I don't think they really thought of that. I know he's just trying to get the puck out of the zone, but they're going to want to try to skate it out when you have the room there. Sometimes you have no choice, but in situations where you have the room, definitely try to skate it out or make a pass.
So Caveney again here on the faceoff for the Clockers. Milko is out there along with Chase Garcia. Puck is loose right at the dot, back top of the slot to the corner, one-timer. Rossi sticks that one aside, it hits the net and goes out of bounds. So 34.4 seconds to go now, Clockers up 4-3. Referees clear a broken stick off the ice. So no changes in personnel for the Clockers. There's the faceoff, loose at the dot. Still loose, Tigers have it, thrown in on net, never reached. Tied up, still loose. Back to the point, kept in. Dumped along the boards on the near side. Centering pass goes nowhere, except to the corner. Tigers still have it, they've got the extra man, remember. A-Rod has it, can't clear it. Wide open shot from the point, and Rossi just ate it up.
Yeah, when that puck goes up high, that's especially when you have to get to the inside of the forwards in front of your goalie and drive them out. Use your legs and push as hard as you can to the outside so that goalie can see that shot coming in.
Paul Doyle of the Tigers showing a lot of frustration, banging his stick on the ice. We're down to 12.9 seconds to go. Again, the Tigers came over to the bench for some instruction, but no line change for either team. Caveney with the faceoff, it's stuck at the dot.
Hold it back there, hold it.
A-Rod came out with it, tied up in the corner, squirts loose, Reardon trying to get to it. Shot from the point, sails way wide into the corner, kept in, and we've got a penalty.
Game over.
Thought there was a penalty, it was the final whistle, eh?
I think that was it. Bodies were sliding everywhere. Littleton got a good shot.
What a crazy finish, but the Clockers hold on. They were up 4-1 at one point in this third period. Littleton made it close. Your final score tonight, 4-3, and the Clockers advance in the MIAA playoffs here in Loring Arena.
You know, and something we didn't talk about all night, you know, is just for so many of these players, you know, maybe not as many on Littleton, but definitely with Ashland, you know, so many seniors on this team. This could be their last opportunity, you know, in high school to be playing. And so, you know, it's good for the Clockers that they'll be able to continue on, but you know, for the seniors of Littleton, you know, this could be their, you know, this is their last night of hockey.
Absolutely, good point, Bob. So, again, your final tonight: Clockers 4, Littleton Tigers 3. The Clockers advance on here in the MIAA playoffs. So for Brady Montesino, thank you, Bob Savin. I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV. We'll see you next time.